Tried to get it in one take. That did not happen. Let's see if we can get it into. What's up, y'all, and welcome to my channel, Balanced Beauty Lover. My name is MJ, and over the past year, and actually really since the pandemic, I've started to develop this passion for working towards a balanced lifestyle. I just felt like life cannot really be so hard. There has to be a better way to accomplish the things that I want to accomplish, live the life that I want to live, and also just work towards a more happier lifestyle. And it's not necessarily about just being happy all the time, but it's really about finding happiness in the life that I have right now and also working towards my purpose. So we're going to be talking about that and looking good while doing it. I'm really excited to be on this journey with you because here we're going to explore all the many facets of living a balanced lifestyle. We're going to debunk some misconceptions and provide practical tips and insights, especially for my fellow hardworking moms, to create a healthier, happier, and more balanced lifestyle. I mean, why do we struggle with this so? Especially as a working mom. I mean, I'm a single parent myself, and when you really think about all the stuff that we have on our plate, and think about all the challenges that you face at work while going through the process of trying to give yourself to your family and your kids and all the other pieces that you're being broken up into. All of that stress leads to things like depression and anxiety. Mental health problems like depression and anxiety impact 1 in 5 women each year. Why is that? I mean, part of it is because we're trying to give 100% to everything, but that's not possible. I mean, who has time for that? Part of the stress is also the concept of balanced lifestyle itself. So this is why this is a really misunderstood concept. It's thinking that you have to kind of divide up your time and devote equal hours to all of your life priorities. But when you think about all of your life priorities and all the things that you're looking to accomplish, you might have a partner, and so you're contributing to a marriage or a partnership. And even if you don't have a partner, you're looking for a partner, so that takes time. You have kids, you have a household, you have work, you want to take care of your health, you have self-care, and you also want to make sure that you have a social life too, because we all want a community of people that we can connect with. Now let's try to put that in kind of an equal visual understanding of what that looks like. If you had kind of all of those things, there are about 7 things that I named off there, and out of 100%, you divided each one of those things up equally. That's about 14% that you can apply equally to everything. The math ain't mathing. There's no way you can really truly apply 14% to everything in your life. I mean, think about that. If you applied 14% to your kids, what would that actually look like? How would they feel like they're getting what they need from you? And how would you feel like you're getting what you need from them and contributing as a parent? Then when you think about your job, I mean, applying 14% to your job, girl, you're going to get fired. And then your house would look a hot ass mess if you applied 14% to your housework. You see how that necessarily doesn't really work out? But then when you think about just something as simple as a partnership, even studies have shown that breaking up things in 50-50 doesn't work when you're working with a partner. It requires much bigger concepts like communication and compromise, so that way you're able to effectively understand what your partner needs and what you need, so you're making sure that you can break things up in a way that makes the most sense for both of you. Now, if 50-50 doesn't work, then how the hell are you going to make 14% work? We would all be out here single. This to me is a balanced lifestyle. It's recognizing what you need to do to be the person that you are trying to become. It's really understanding what are those larger concepts in life that you want to obtain. What is the big picture of what you're looking to accomplish at the end of the day? Because when you look at those big picture concepts, then it feeds into everything else that you're doing. Now let's look at marriage and partnerships, for example. Communication and partnership not only impacts your partner, but it's also going to impact your relationships with your children, your friendships, your job. Let's say you never learned effective communication and compromise because of how you grew up. A lot of us grew up probably in households where people didn't know how to talk to each other. And so your bigger picture goal is your ability to improve your communication and compromise, because you realize that that is the foundation of what's going to get you to where you need to be. So what are the things that you're going to do to kind of improve that? You're going to go to therapy. You're going to explore what are your traumas? What are your issues? What are the things that are deep seated that has kind of kept you from getting to a place where you really understand how to communicate and compromise? And what are the tools that you need in order to get there? You're going to read books and look at videos like this one to get tips on what you can put into practice and how you can improve your habits. Then you're going to go through the process of actually putting those things into a practice daily. So now you're going through the process of applying your communication and compromise habits every day. And you're starting to plant the seed and see how all of these things contribute to your life priorities. So with your partner, you're communicating better with them. They're understanding what you need. You're understanding what they need. Maybe they're taking some things off of your plate. So now you can find more time for things like self-care or social life. Communicating better with your kids and compromising with them, helping them understand how they can contribute to the household, understanding what it is that they need, or just making sure that they understand the rules of your home. And once again, taking something off your plate so that way you can find more time for the other things that you want to enjoy. Because Lord knows, even with my 10-year-old, he washes his own clothes, he cleans his own room, he makes up his own bed, and he cleans up his own bathroom. Because I am not going to be sitting here doing anything for a child that can actually do it for themselves. So then when you think about it from a job perspective, you're communicating better with your job, you're setting boundaries. You may have a better understanding as to how to work with your colleagues, or even how to better advocate for yourself for a promotion or a raise. Or you may have gotten to the point where now that you've grown, you realize you've grown out of whatever position or whatever career path you've been on, and now you want to pursue something totally different. So now you've taken the big picture concept of communication and compromise, and you've been able to apply it to multiple aspects of your life. This, to me, is a balanced lifestyle. You had an idea about what you wanted more in life. You put it into practice, what you needed to do to get there. You allowed these habits to improve multiple aspects of your life over time, and then you were disciplined and patient enough to see it through. All of these things are what I consider to be the interconnectivity of life goals and everything it affects. It's understanding your priority, it's setting boundaries, it's making time for yourself and your self-care, and it's really starting to understand how it impacts the things that you need to impact. So you're not necessarily dividing everything up so that you can find equal time for everything. You're improving who you are as a person, and you're starting to then allow that to improve other areas of your life so that you can find more balance, find more happiness, and if you're looking for it, discover more of your purpose. So we're going to dive more into this in upcoming videos on this channel and delve much deeper into these aspects. Plus, we're going to explore things like wellness, skincare routines, improving your emotional and mental health, healthy recipes for hormonal balance, and try and find ways to save time through different technology or even minimal makeup routines. A lot of this is going to come in handy when you're thinking about balance, because balance for me is not just external. It's truly from the inside out. Thank you so much for joining me. I mean, if you're excited about taking a ride on this journey with me to a beautifully balanced lifestyle, make sure to subscribe on my channel by hitting that subscribe button so you can get notifications on when new videos pop up weekly. And also don't forget to share this with anybody who could benefit from a bit more balance in their lives. So remember, balance isn't something you find, it's something you create. So let's create together.